Pope Francis has left us. Some joked that he practically died of cringe after he granted audience to eyelinered Vice President J.D. Vance hours ago. But let's be serious. Francis is gone, but his rebellion and tenderness remain with the world. Today, the world weeps for the departure of an old man. He wasn't a king or a politician, but a pope who wore worn-out shoes and loved riding the subway. Some called him the least pope-like pope. Yet, it was precisely this unpope-like quality that reignited faith with warmth. He never shied away from blood. His honoring Hispaniola is honoring the backbone of faith. Remember that bold move Francis made in Bolivia back in 2015. He went straight to the spot where Father Luis Hispaniola was murdered and stood in silent prayer. Who was this priest? During the dictatorship, he joined miners in hunger strikes to protest oppression until secret agents beat him to death, while others would have avoided that blood-stained ground. But Francis stood there and declared, "The gospel is freedom. Whoever blocks freedom is a murderer." Was this just a prayer? No, it was a slap in the face to the world. If faith isn't willing to bleed for the poor, what good is it? He got the DNA of South America's rebel priests. He moved the church to the streets. Francis carries South America's wildness in his bones. Decades ago, liberation theology folks in Latin America shouted, "God is on the side of the poor," only to be scolded by the Vatican as too radical. But when Francis became Pope, dusted off their message and shouted anew, "The church shouldn't be an exclusive club. It needs to smell like the sweat of the poor." In 2015, he accepted a jaw-dropping gift in Bolivia, a crucifix shaped with a hammer and a sickle. Conservatives freaked out. "This is communist infiltration." But Francis, he smiled, accepted it, and said, "When the poor cried for bread and land, this is the holiest cross." He was also an eco-friendly believer. He even dared to praise China in this respect. This old man never played by the rules. In 2018, Vatican Bishop Salvador publicly applauded China's environmental efforts, saying it was working for the planet's common good. In the West, this is political heresy. But Francis had already declared, in a climate crisis, whoever acts is our brother. His encyclical Laudato Si roasted capitalists, but turned him into a hero for Gen Z climate activists. He's gone, but his gentle revolution lives on. Francis lived like a contradictory saint. He criticized capitalist greed and shook hands with Beijing. He honored priests killed by dictators, but refused to weaponize faith. Former Vatican Bishop Marcello once muttered, "He was too reckless." But Francis just shrugged. The church isn't a museum. Someone's got to get dirty to find God. Pope Francis has left us. But come to think about it, how could a pope who washed migrants' feet, wore a hammer and sickle cross, and turned the earth into his church ever truly disappear? Francis, your rule-breaking tenderness planted seeds of freedom in millions of hearts. Rest in peace, old friend of the streets.